Hey, what's going on? This is Liam, and yesterday was my birthday, so now I'm 28 years old. So I've been doing this, helping people with tinnitus for well over 3 years now. If you add on the additional 4 years that I had tinnitus prior to that, 3 years of that was 11 out of 10 torture. A lot of you can definitely relate to that, how it is the worst type of torture ever, really. And don't let that get you down, me talking like that, because you can get rid of it, okay? I'm going to be talking a little bit about tinnitus. Obviously, this is a video on tinnitus, and the title of this video is Food is Not Enough, and it's not enough. So I'd say probably 100%, literally 100% of the questions that I always get is about food. And I think that unfortunately you're looking through this the wrong way, because everyone thinks that, food giveth and food taketh away, or whatever the saying goes. I know it's not food, I'm just taking that and using it. Anyway, so I'm going to have a testimonial at the end of this video. It's just a bit of audio somebody sent me, and I have their permission to use it, but I won't be revealing their name or identity because that's part of the deal, and that's absolutely fine. But it's someone who contacted me to talk about how they got tinnitus from headphones, and their tinnitus is now basically gone, along with some other symptoms, and we'll talk about as other symptoms that have nothing to do with tinnitus. But Liam, you might ask, how can somebody get rid of their tinnitus? Or they've nearly gotten rid of it. A couple more months, maybe 3-4, it'll be completely gone, I'm sure. How can somebody, while implementing what's supposed to get rid of their tinnitus, simultaneously get rid of these other symptoms, or significantly reduce these other symptoms? Because for the love of God and all things holy, even though I don't believe in God, Jesus Christ on a motorbike, tinnitus, okay, you don't fix it by looking at the ears, okay? Most of the time, I understand there are different physical things that may happen, and that, of course, okay, that makes sense. There's always an exception, right? Oh, but just bear with me. Just lend me your ear for a couple of minutes, okay? The point I'm trying to make is that the symptoms of your problem have manifested themselves as tinnitus. You have a bigger underlying problem that has probably been percolating and bubbling for quite a few decades now, probably the entirety of your life, probably even before you were born, if you understand prenatal diets and genetics and mitochondria and so on and so forth. You get your mitochondria from your mother, by the way, not your father. Just fun fact. And then you go into breastfeeding, which is dietary as well. And then you get your parents are thinking, what's the best formula? Should we give them this medication? So on and so forth, loving parents. So naturally you would think that everything is food. Most people are food addicts, sugar addicts, coffee addicts, sometimes even drug addicts, okay? And obviously the drug addicts know they're drug addicts, but the food addicts and caffeine addicts might not know they're caffeine addicts. But you can go through a simple test. If you wake up in the morning and you think, oh, I just can't focus without my latte, congratulations, you're a drug addict. It's not to be dramatic or to go, ooh, that's a controversial thing to say. I'm saying this because it's serious and it's for your health. You need to understand oxalates, salicylates, plant toxins, of which caffeine contains it all, and then the way that caffeine ruins your digestive system. And then you also need to understand how marketing for coffee has such a high markup that marketers will say anything to keep you buying it. And that is a fact, and if you don't believe it, okay, the truth is you do believe it, but your addiction, your emotion, your heart is leading your logic astray, because we all know it's just bullshit. Don't you? Everyone knows. We all know that coffee's not good for you. It's ridiculous. If you have a coffee in the morning and you immediately need to take a shit, what does that say your body's trying to do? Is it trying to keep that inside you? But what do the marketers say? They say, oh, it helps with digestion. No, it makes you nearly shit your pants. So with all this talk about food, okay, I've just gone through then, it pulls focus away from other things that also cause tinnitus. One of these things being Wi-Fi, electromagnetic fields, okay? There are so many more things that can cause tinnitus because there are so many things that affect mitochondria. Take, for example, the acne medication Roaccutane directly affects mitochondria. Take, for example, stress directly affects mitochondria. Take, for example, poor posture directly affects blood flow. You can't get oxygen, you can't get fatty acids, you can't get glucose to the cochlea. It's affecting the mitochondria in your ear. Let's take, for example, your muscles or your liver, which can store glucose, okay, on varying levels. Your cochlea can't do that. Your cochlea needs a constant stream via the blood flow, okay, of what I just said, oxygen, fatty acids, and glucose, among other things as well, of course, nutrients, etc., so on, for the mitochondria to recycle themselves and for them to create energy for the ears. They don't have storage, they need a constant stream. So what benefit is this? It's called kyphosis, okay? Instead of having a nice posture, my posture's taken a beating over the last year, being in a hospital bed like this, and just being on my computer, and I lost my laptop stand. Well, I left it at my previous place. I'm not going to pretend it was someone else's fault, it was mine. But if you sit like this, get that tightness here in your chest. I'm not a chiropractor, I'm not going to pretend to know exactly how it works, but I do know that if you have kyphosis, you're blocking it off, okay? You are blocking off the supply of fuel that is supposed to be combined within your mitochondria to create adenosine triphosphate. And if you don't have it, you are in for a nasty surprise, and that surprise is called tinnitus. These are just some of the causes of tinnitus. These are just some of the causes of tinnitus. So what happens when you think, oh, well, I got tinnitus from bad posture, so I'm just going to focus on that. Or, oh, I just got tinnitus from headphones, so I'm going to focus on headphones. Or just stop using headphones. I got tinnitus from a nightclub, and I've not listened to headphones for a month. Why do I still have tinnitus? Or I got it from stress, and I just took some time off work and relaxed at home. Why do I still have tinnitus? I got a smart box in my house and I got tinnitus straight away. I got rid of it and I still have tinnitus. Why do I still have tinnitus? It's because it's not ever, it has never been, never will be one single cause. That is a great way to waste your time. It's an excellent way to waste your time. Now, I'm not saying there's no benefit to just trying to, if you just want to do a fast, or you just want to try cold showers, or just pick one thing and do that, you can do that. But do that and then bring in other things as well and do them together. Build yourself a schedule slowly, safely, with your doctor's permission and with some common sense. Common sense, okay? Remember what that is. Not so common. Truly, I know. Okay? So you see what I'm saying here. There's more than one cause of tinnitus. And there's more than one thing that's preventing you from having silence. One of the main things that I really see holding people back is when they don't get results in 3 or 4 months. And you have to think logically. After a lifetime of butchering your body, from stress, medications, alcohol, and not even being an alcoholic or a drug addict, I'm just saying generally people, Tylenol, Panadol, green smoothies, God help me, not exercising, spending time with toxic people, being in a job you don't like, being in a soup of Wi-Fi, using headphones, being stressed, no sleep, blue light at night, no blue blockers, you get the drill. Why should you be expecting to get results in 3 months? Especially when you just do one thing. Do you see what I'm doing here? Do you see what I'm trying to open your mind so you can think how I think? Because I can see like this. I can see it instantly when someone joins my course or talks to me and I think to myself, that person is fucked. They need to forget who I am, forget I even exist, and go sort out the rest of their life. They hate their fucking job. They hate their fucking family. They probably fucking hate themselves. Some people do hate themselves. Are you overweight? Are you in a relationship with somebody you don't like, but you think that you can't do better, so you stay in a toxic relationship? There's almost no point trying to go do someone else's advice, because it's not going to be easy to follow mine. Now, you're probably thinking, why would Liam say this? Wouldn't he want people to join his course? Wouldn't he want to make the money? I'm doing this because I truly care. I truly, truly care. I know what it's like to have tinnitus. God, fuck me, do I know. I know what it feels like to wake up and wish you didn't wake up that morning. I know what it feels like to have some respite. I know what it feels like to be lonely. I know what it feels like to isolate yourself from your family and your loved ones and the people that you wish would love you back in relationships, because you fucked it, because your life has been ruined by tinnitus. Stolen. Through no fault of your own. I know exactly how it feels. So, go and sort out your life, sort out your finances, sort out your relationships, have the hard conversations you have to have. This is why I tell people to stop being such a little bitch. Because the people who say, oh, everything's going to be okay, don't worry about it. Either they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't care enough to have that confrontational situation with you, and they want to be liked. And that is it's at such the center of so many people's problems in life. They just want to be liked. You know that alcohol and all this shit food is bad. But I bet that you went to that fucking Christmas, or you went to your friend's birthday party, and you had that drink because you wanted to be liked. You wanted your friends to like you. You wanted to be the person that they think that you are, and not have that look on their face when they let you down. But if they really fucking liked you anyway, would they really be forcing you to drink that whatever it is and do whatever it is? Now, I'm all for a bit of token, man-to-man joking and so on and so forth, or woman-to-woman, whatever. And that's fine. It's like, oh, you sure you want to show her? It's fun. It's fun and games. Like, people aren't robots. Oh, do you want to drink? No. Oh, okay, they don't want to drink. I'll never talk about that again. That's not life. People react, and that's fine. But I think you understand what I'm saying. So there is so many aspects that should be covered before you can even really think about joining my course, or even just go if you haven't even gone through all of my videos. As I've said, I've done this for so long now, every day I've done this. I love it. But I can tell like this when somebody has not gone through my videos, when they haven't done the research, when they haven't seen the webinar, and when they're just not already up here, when they're not 100% I'm gonna do it. And one trait of these people is that they always go get other information and bring it to me and say, what do you think about this? Oh, what do you think about this? Oh, what's that over there? It's called the shiny red ball syndrome. Well, I've got a fucking really good analogy for you. And first of all, I don't want to be liked. It doesn't bother me. I just want to be helping people get silenced. But here's a great analogy for you, and you can use this for anything. The grass is not greener on the other side, so stop looking over the fence. The grass is greener where you water it. Now, I'm not going to explain to you exactly what that means, but I will tell you that pick one thing. Just one. Pick one thing and stick with it. Not even my thing. I could give a fuck. Pick one thing, and I promise you, you will get the result that you want. Okay? I promise you. But I can also promise you that if you're not 110% in it, it will be fucking like climbing a hill with a 100-kilogram backpack on the side of a volcano with people shooting arrows at you, instead of just taking the fucking escalator. Really, it's that much of a difference. I can tell. I don't need to be a therapist to be able to tell. Therapist, everyone knows a therapist, and you think, how are you a therapist? Your life is fucked. Or everyone knows a school teacher, and you think, how are you a school teacher? Like, you do ecstasy every weekend. Or how are you a blah blah, how are you a mother? Like, you're drinking yourself to death, or a father drinking himself to death. Doesn't matter what the gender is, to be honest. But you see what I mean. Okay? The experts don't always have the answers, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, because there's always going to be a room for self-introspection. No one has all the answers. I don't have all the answers. Absolutely not. Not about tinnitus, okay? But I got a bucket load of testimonial that suggests that I'm probably on the right track. I think you see the point I'm trying to make there. Anyway, so that was not exactly how I was planning the video to go, but I think I got some pretty good messages out there. So now I'm going to show you the testimonial, okay? Happy birthday to me. Everybody have a great day, and tinnitus is certainly not for fucking life.
Hi Liam, I just wanted to say that, and yes, sorry for my bad English, I just had to say that results are staggering. I use cold showers, increase meat and sunlight, and I feel like tinnitus is almost gone, with God's will. So thank you so much. I don't know what to say of amazingness and excitement, sorry. And yes, it's incredible that meat increase my mood in positive way. That's just staggering. I can't believe. I simply can't believe. And yes, another benefit, my hands shake much less. I have that problem for basically years. Now I almost can feel it. Same like buzzing in my ears.